Good evening and welcome to the 9th episode of the Almost Athletic podcast. I am your host, Sumner Darlington, alongside my co-host, Joseph Welch. Joseph, how we doing? What's up?
I'm doing great. Good evening to everyone listening in the evening. Good morning if you're in the morning. Good afternoon if you're listening in the afternoon. For us here in Knoxville, it's 9:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing great.
Dude, I got to tell you, I'm a tired pup. I feel like I've been running around all weekend. So just to give you a little recap, had a Friday night in Oxford, Mississippi for Friday and Saturday-ish morning to the end of the afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi. Double decker was this past weekend, and the old lady friend, she went to Ole Miss, so we went down there Friday night, saw some Flatland Cavalry. You familiar with them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I don't know any names of their songs, but I've heard of them.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. I was a complete first timer. Good music, entertaining. And then Saturday we walked around the arts festival, bought a mug from her sister who does pottery, and so all overall good. And then we had to drive all the way, lots of hours in the car this weekend is kind of what I'm getting at. Drive to Jackson for a fraternity brother of mine's wedding. That was Saturday night. And so did that and then drove back to Memphis today and immediately went to a family cookout. So, brother, I have been nonstop this weekend. So I don't know which I'm more tired from. 6 days of workouts in 5 days, or just this weekend being absolutely on the go the entire time. So with that, I'll pass it over to you.
You're on the move. It's busy season as far as events are concerned. Double decker, right. Ole Miss, a little betraying your university there. It's all right,
My
though.
alma mater.
Your alma mater.
I have pretty much, as the people know that have listened, from episode 1, they know I'm a Tennessee fan. So, Mississippi State, they've taken a back seat ever since I graduated. I'm not in the maroon and white every day going to school. So blood runs deeper than water. For those that are followers of this podcast.
Yeah, well, that's I'm glad you had a busy week. I'm glad you had some fun. I'll be sure to ask a few questions about it here in a little bit. For me, on the other hand, very non-busy week, I would say. I still got, Strava says 9.5 hours. I thought it was 8.5 hours of training, but it was a down week as far as training is concerned. So got some rest in me. It was nice to take a little bit of a load off my feet. Also a down week in terms of school. I think I had one exam, and I don't have any exams this upcoming week in preparation for finals in 2 weeks. So a little bit of a down period for me right now. I didn't travel anywhere. Had a rest day today. Did some yoga this morning. An hour yoga session. Loosened me up. But yeah, so I had a little bit of a down week. But tell me about your the good old 6 workouts, or 6 days of workouts in 5 days, crunching it in.
Yeah.
Tell me how that went.
Brother, it started off the week, full of energy, ready to tackle what was in front of me. Luckily, I had a rest day built in on Sunday. So that kind of gave me a little bit of a head start on this crampedness. So I'll just go ahead and let the people know what I did this week. So 9 total activities in 5 days, 6 hours and 41 minutes of time spent working out, 75 miles total. And then a little bit of what of a breakdown that looks like Monday. Let me pull up my workouts here real quick. Monday was a 40-minute run, and then that was 4 miles, and then a 2,000-yard swim. And then Tuesday was our bike, which was, let me tell you, extremely difficult. And then a sprint workout that was 38 minutes long. And then Wednesday was the Seth special, Joseph, as you're a fan of. On just the Wednesday was just a pool day, a little bit of a break. And then Thursday was another hour bike, followed by an open water swim at Shelby Farms, which was very, very fun, very cold as well. And then Friday morning consisted of an hour and 5 minute bike ride with a 30 38 minute tempo run right after her. So first brick workout of training, which was fun. Beautiful morning for it also. So I think that's probably one of the last crisp mornings that's also sunny that we'll have, which we'll get into a little bit later too as well. So good week, difficult week, but got it all in. Proud of it. Didn't miss a workout and had Saturday and Sunday to enjoy time with family and friends. So big fun.
There we go. There we go. I forgot you did the open water swim day. Kind of jealous. How was it?
Dude,
Do you feel
it
like
was
do you feel like you've made improvements since last time you open water swam? Or was it just good to get back out there?
it was more of the latter. The wetsuit was pretty tight. Will tell you, like that thing been hanging up since October 7th, and so
Uh-huh.
first time getting it out in a couple months, it's always going to be that neoprene gets a little bit constricted. I got to break it back out, get that salt water or whatever water, fresh water back in it, loosen it up. But yeah, man, it was cold. I think the water temp was like in the mid 60s. So probably the
Dang.
coldest open water swim I've done. What was that?
I just said, dang, that's cold.
Yeah.
I hate swimming in cold water.
Yeah, it was cold. My face was the coldest thing. Like my hands and feet really weren't. Um I was just I've never done it in cold, so you're out of breath almost the whole time because it's so cold. Can't really catch your breath.
Yeah, well, your body's
Um
like trying to warm itself up too. I feel like a whole lot of blood
yeah.
flow.
Yeah. I definitely didn't do it would have made my wetsuit fit a lot more, but I didn't open up the neck. Was like, I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
only going to be in here for the next 20 minutes. I can, go with the tightness of the wetsuit for now. Um, but yeah, dude, it was cold. And I mean, it was slow swim. I mean, I wasn't setting any records out there. It was four laps. And all it was like 250 yards or 225 yards per lap. So it was quick. Not too many people were there. People were kind of talking about their race schedules coming up for the year, which is kind of fun getting to hear what other people were doing. But
Was there a good turnout? Decent amount of people there?
yeah, there was probably when I was in the water, there was probably only six of us. But when I was getting out, more
Okay.
people were showing up. Just I was able to get there a little bit early, and knock it
Anyone
out.
else have plans? Anyone have plans for Ironman Wisconsin weekend?
No, actually, we
Or
were the only ones, or I was the only one there. Me and you were the only ones there, or that I knew of that were doing Madison. One lady was doing Augusta, I believe, which
nice.
sounded. I was asking her a little bit about that because she seemed to be more of on the pro side, not like maybe not professional, but like big time age grouper.
Yeah.
So I was kind of picking her brain about that. But yeah, man, it was fun. And also, think I need to do another FTP test on the bike trainer because it is difficult to spin those things in erg mode. I don't know how you don't do erg mode.
Yeah. I don't even know what erg mode is. I'm being totally honest.
Basically,
But yeah, I mean,
like it keeps it's the resistance that it's the wattage. It like holds you at a certain watt. So like whatever your workout is, if it's 160 watts for 3 minutes, it makes you pedal that basically. And I think it's
so
more
you don't,
effective on the
so you don't switch
drivetrain.
gears. So you
You
don't switch
can, but
gears.
it doesn't. It just gets harder. Like I don't know. It's just hard. Like I need to probably just turn it off. But when I turn it off,
Yeah,
it
I don't
just
know.
bounces up and down. Like it's like I'm pedaling at 120, then 170, then 135, and then 142, and like it's like you can't really hold anything.
Yeah, mine definitely bounces around a little bit, but like I'll switch gear and like this, like I know my gears, like this one is around this amount of wattage. If I go up
Yeah,
one more, I'm able to hold like 10 to 15 more watts, whatever. So I guess
yeah,
I switch gears rather than the trainer switching for me. Because like we've talked about earlier, my trainer, I mean, it works for like my setup and like my wattage based off of the trainer, but it's not an accurate reading.
yeah,
But it's consistent.
yeah.
So
I'd be curious to put your bike on mine and see how it goes.
do you still have your what's mine called?
You have the
The
wheel lock.
kicker.
I still have mine. Yeah, I need to list my
I
other
know
one.
that's what I was asking. What's it called again? Snap. The
Wheel
kicker
lock.
snap.
Yeah, kicker snap. Yep. Well, yeah, that was my week. So let's hear about yours. Rest week, you said.
Yeah. Yeah, my yeah. Well, rest week. but I mean, still like a decent amount of volume. Almost
Yeah.
18 miles running, almost 6,400 yards swimming, then almost 4 hours on the bike. Down week on the bike, way down. Um,
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, it was nice. Nice to ma- well, really, I don't know if it's nice. Rest weeks to me and like taper weeks are some of the hardest weeks to get through workouts because like where let's say normally a swim for me is 3,000 yards, he'll program a 2,000 yard swim. And you're like, oh, dude, like that's 1,000 less than what I've normally done. I'm like that's easy. Well, like it's still kind of a long way, and you still have to exert a decent amount of effort to get through
Yeah.
it. So like mentally,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this should be cake, but then I get into it and I'm like, golly, like this is tough. I
Yeah.
don't know how to describe it, or if you know what I'm talking about, but like mentally, it should be easy and should just be a breeze where but you're still having to exert a decent amount of energy to get through the workout that you
I feel like
didn't
a lot of
mentally
times
prepare for.
they're a little more speed focused if it's a taper week, the workouts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mine, like I had two days I had 30-minute maintenance runs. Like all my runs this week were zone 2. I had like 8 sets of 20-second sprints.
Yeah.
So that was really the only speed running. Like running's easy. But like bike
Yeah.
and swim, you're like, oh, it's only an hour bike. But then again, that's still an hour on the bike
Yeah.
that you have to get through. And it's still
Yeah.
2 workouts a day for the most part, but with the off day. But it was nice, like a 2-hour ride outside. I actually did it with a newfound friend here who's training for Ironman 70.3 Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio. He was on the track team here, a decathlete, freak athlete.
Wow.
But I connected with him through a mutual friend, so we may start doing some training rides and stuff together because he lives
Nice.
literally like a quarter mile maybe from where I live, probably a quarter mile. So I
Yeah.
think we'll be able to get in a lot of work together, which is nice. Shout out Peyton. He doesn't even know this podcast exists, but
I was gonna say we got a
that's his
friend of the
name.
program.
Yeah, maybe we can get him on. We can talk to him about his decathlete days.
Yeah, be fun.
Um, but anyways, so yeah, that was my week. But also this week, I got a new pair of shorts, a pair of Lululemon shorts. Everyone loves Lululemon, and I'll be honest, I do too. But I have an issue with their shorts, with the compression shorts in them. I've gotten 2 pairs in the past, and I've cut out the compression shorts. I hate them. But I was recommended by a friend, you have to try these ones. Because I'm trying to get some content while I'm out running, start videoing, and I don't want to hold my phone. I want to put it in a pocket. Well, I got the Fast and Free 6-inch lined shorts from Lululemon. They were on sale for $50. What a steal. And I'm just not sold on them. I can't, I'm just not sold on them. Now, I
Yeah.
guess my final verdict isn't in yet, but also I have the 12 Pro Max phone, the big one, which I love, but it just jiggles in the pocket still a little bit. I can feel it rubbing and kind of slapping my thigh.
Yeah.
So that's the one side where my phone is, like the compression shorts kind of stays down. But on the non-phone side, the compression shorts are just too short. They're riding up. And I've had this
Yep.
problem with the Lululemon underwear. They're too short and they ride up. And I just
I've
can't
got a
stand it.
are the compression shorts, to me at least, on the ones that I have that have the compression shorts, they're too loose. Like the waistband, you can cinch it down tight, but the compression short part is too it's not it's made of the wrong material, I think, in my opinion.
I honestly wouldn't say it's too loose. If anything, it's like too tight. Like it's not deep enough in the crotch area to get a little graphic.
Yeah.
It just is a little tight.
It's
I
got the
would say it's
V
actually
shape, not the
tight.
U shape. Yeah.
Yes, like the classic commercials. It has the
Yeah.
V, not the U. That's what it feels
The
like.
Wrangler. Yeah.
But then also, like, I think my phone jiggles just because I have the big phone and it's a little heavier. So
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what to do there yet. I guess I'm just gonna keep on giving it a few more tries, and if I don't like it, just hold my phone, I guess, which I hate doing.
Yeah.
But something to think about. If anyone listening has any
Something to think about.
recommendations,
I think you might
please,
have to go
please let me
with the
know.
Wallaco shorts. I think that might be your best bet.
I
Or maybe
know
some
that, and
Nike,
I
just
think,
sliding shorts.
yeah, maybe I like the Wallaco though because the phone pocket's up on the hip. It's not in the
Yeah.
thigh, so I think
Yep.
those would be.
Yeah. I
I think
think you're
those would be
right.
better.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
definitely something to monitor in the coming months as we creep into summer. Speaking of creeping
yeah,
into summertime, what a segue. Things are starting to the weather's starting to change. I noticed a sweat dripping down my neck and into my back yesterday when I was walking around the arts festival. So this is your segment. If you'd like to kick it off, feel free. Go ahead.
yeah. What's in? What's in nowadays with the warmer weather? Talked about the Lulu shorts and something that I rocked all day yesterday: flops. My good old trusty rainbow flip flops. I had to search for them in my closet. I didn't know where they were, but I found them and broke them back out for the first time in probably, I don't know, what is it, 4 months since the last time I wore them, probably.
Mm,
It was nice. Felt nice.
dude,
Walk around a little
flip
bit,
flops
get the dogs,
are
expose the dogs.
amazing. They are the fact that I ever let society make me think that I couldn't wear flip flops. Just growing up, I was robbed of 10 years of putting on socks every time that I went outside in the summertime to football practice, to basketball. I always wore socks. I should have just worn flip flops the whole time. Um, dude, 100%. You could not be more correct on flops being back. It is, I literally will wear flip flops if it is 59 degrees or above. I wear flip flops with pants in the wintertime. I wear flip flops with shorts in the summertime. They're my favorite shoe. I will always wear them. And if anybody has a problem with it, I don't care. Personally, I really don't care. Those people I can't trust anyway. So completely agree.
They're insecure.
100%.
All right, so we got flops. On the flip side of flops, we have the not so good things: wearing sunscreen and mosquitoes. I got my first mosquito bite today sitting outside
Mm.
eating, which is also back. Outdoor eating. Who's back of the week? What's in? But anyways, back to the sunscreen thing. These swims I'm doing at the pool, the outdoor pool is open, which is electric. On nice sunny days, it's popping. But
Okay.
my back keeps getting sunburned. Only my
Yeah.
back. My back might be the tannest part of my body,
Yeah.
and that's it. So I've got to
Shout out
start
to the
wearing
Tennessee
sunscreen
pool.
again.
Yeah, dude, you've got to. And one fun fact about the Tennessee pool, that's where my dad first laid eyes on my mom. Tennessee
Wow.
University swimming pool. Isn't that something?
That's a crazy fun fact. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Go back to the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
speaking of, yes, summertime, eating outside is back. Joseph stole my thunder just a little bit, but that's totally okay because I know he ate outside today. He's got a great salmon recipe he's going to share with us here in a few minutes. I'll give my two what's in and what's back. It is eating outside, ate outside uh, a couple of times this weekend. Too many to count, honestly. I think it was 3 total times. And then one other thing that I'm looking forward to for this next weekend is music fests are back. The first annual Riverbeat Fest in Memphis is back or is coming. Tickets are a little pricey, but I get it because it's the first time they've had this music festival. But I will be seeing Del Water Gap and the band Camino on Saturday night. So really fired up about that. Music
Nice.
fests are back. Happy May. Happy May.
Happy May. Is that the did it replace Beale Street Music Fest?
Yeah, sadly it did.
Whoa. Woj bomb. I
Icon
did not know that.
an iconic music fest has gone under.
Holy, my world is shaking right now.
I know, dude. Isn't that
I'm gonna have to
sad?
buy I'm gonna have to buy a vintage Beale Street Music Fest shirt.
I know. I need to
Rats.
hit up our people at Oxbow and see if they've got any left.
Yeah, seriously. I need to send them a picture of my dad in the early 2000s. He's wearing an early 2000s Beale Street Music Fest shirt in our backyard of our current home,
Yeah,
and it's sick. And
that
of
is
course, that
awesome.
shirt's long gone now, but I need to
Yeah,
find that picture because
yeah.
it's a sick shirt.
We'll pop it in here
But
if we
yeah,
get it.
I think that's my list of what's in. Do you got
Dude,
anything else? I think that
that's what I got, dude. I mean, eating outside music fest. I mean, sport. I mean, yeah, it's one of the better times of year is when it starts to get warm again. So
yeah, well, with all the good things that come with warmer weather re-emerging, we got to talk about sports.
indeed,
There's no football. Basketball is wrapping up the NBA playoffs.
really, some might say that
Uh,
basketball is really just getting started. If some might say,
and I would be included in that because this is when the players actually start trying and caring. The
true,
82 game preseason is over, and now this is where the real fun begins.
it does.
And your Lakers, let me say, your LeBron down 3-1 against the Nuggets,
Tough
and
scene
Jamal
over in
Murray
Los
and
Angeles.
Jokic.
They're so good,
Yeah,
so good.
I've said it.
They're gonna win.
I've
They're
said
gonna win it all. They're like the UConn of the NBA.
they're the UConn of the NBA. I have a little dark horse. They may not win it all, but it's my dark horse, which I'll talk about in a second. But the Nuggets are really good. And ever since the COVID bubble playoffs, is when I started saying it. Jamal Murray may be the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball.
No, I think you're. I
He,
think you're missing. I think you're missing somebody. But go ahead.
um, who, LeBron?
No, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Okay, we can talk about that in a second. But Jamal Murray, absolute crazy in the bubble. Some of the funnest games I've ever watched were him and Dame battling back and forth in the bubble. If
Those
you
were
remember
awesome.
that. Flash
Yes.
forward to now, he's still got it. He's still a dog.
The post ACL too.
And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Represent. Comeback player of the year of ever. He's the GOAT. But Anthony Edwards, I think Anthony Edwards is the GOAT of making me laugh. A basketball player who is just straight up funny.
He is
Did
hilarious.
you see his hip thrust deal the other night?
Oh, brother, how many hit? Like 4 or 5, maybe?
At least.
He hit him, man. It was like Key
He
and
was
Peele.
they were passionate. They were passionate thrusts.
Have you seen the theory about Anthony Edwards? That
News
he
to
is
me. What is it?
the long lost son of Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No.
Same with Jimmy Butler.
Is that a
I feel
theory?
like every time this happens, it's like, oh, this kid was born in the same time frame that Michael Jordan was, uh, getting busy on the Upper East Side of Chicago. But yeah,
Oh.
apparently Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards are sons of Michael Jordan, which I mean, hey, I did see a video of Anthony Edwards getting his USA basketball team like jersey, and he walked in the room where like they were surprising him or whatever. He looked just like MJ. I was like, holy crap, this dude looks like it was a side profile kind of him. I was like, that is literally like pretty close to MJ.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I may have to get behind this one. I may have to do my research.
I think you should. I think you should come with a full
This may,
portfolio on both to the next
this
spot.
may be my first conspiracy theory I ever believe in. We can do some research between here and the next one. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to look into that.
Yeah.
I like where
Give us a
that's
breakdown.
headed.
Okay.
I like where that's
Something to
headed.
keep on the radar. Another thing that happened
Uh,
this weekend was the NFL draft. And just a couple quick thoughts on the NFL draft. First of all, obviously Caleb Williams went number 1 to the Bears. Da Bears. Probably going to be more so of a bust than or you want to go back to something that I can tell in your eyes. You've got a little.
oh man, it's just NBA talk. We're just talking NBA.
Keep going. Give me some more
And
NBA takes.
I mean, are we in like are we the 2011 Thunder or are we the 2024 Los Angeles Clippers? When did that happen?
That's been a
What did
thing
I
for a
miss?
while, I think.
What
I
did I
think
miss there?
Harden is a new ad, but Russ has been there I think 2 years. Paul George has been there for like 4 or 5 when they signed Kawhi in like 2019.
And Kawhi. Like, I knew Kawhi was
Yeah.
there actually. But watching these NBA playoff games, now that I'm tuning back into the NBA around this time of year, because they care, and so I have to care. I'm watching these games, I'm like, wow, when did he get on that team? It's like every game, it's like a new player. And the Clippers just happen to be like all three of them. I was like, when did this happen? Also, why did the
Yeah.
2011 or whenever they were on the Thunder, like how did they not win at all?
Yeah. Well, they
But
ran
I
into
digress.
LeBron James. That's why they didn't win it, but
Yeah, I guess whatever. But I
none of my
digress.
business.
I just want. I'm sure other people. I can't be the only one who thinks that
You're
when I
not.
watch these NBA games.
Yeah, you're not.
Anyways,
And
yeah,
also another people are probably thinking is when did the Thunder become good? Like I thought the Thunder were horrible.
exactly. Which
Now they're really good.
is KD going to retire there now that KD's kind of getting washed up? Is he going to return to the Thunder
I think the odds are
so he can get a
are
ring? Maybe so he can get a
high.
ring, maybe?
Maybe
Huh?
one more. Maybe one more. But yeah, KD can't win without Steph, so who knows? Maybe he'll go back to the Golden State Warriors.
Well, maybe he can win with Josh Giddey. Yezerski.
Huge Josh Giddey fan over there.
I don't know about that.
What a player wants, what a pro needs. You seen that video of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that commercial?
No, I
That's one
have
of the worst
not.
commercials ever made, I think. All right, are you done with all your NBA basketball takes?
Yeah, I just had to get all that out there after my
Yeah.
research I did this weekend.
Yeah, I still want the Celtics to win it all. I think the Celtics are my, team that's not the Grizzlies right now. I love Jason Tatum.
I like the Pacers. The Pacers are my dark horse. But now you've said two teams, the Nuggets and the Celtics, so I guess you can't lose either way. One from the East and one from the West.
Oh yeah, it's only fair you got to pick one from each conference.
Okay.
Well, with that, we'll get back into the NFL draft that happened over the weekend. Caleb Williams went number 1. Do you have any thoughts on Caleb Williams as a NBA or as an NFL player?
Um
Just off
yeah,
the
I think
dome.
he's got a real he's got real strong mental capacity. Like I don't think he ever cried or anything when he was at USC. Like I think he'll be able to take the heat. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. Like he doesn't do anything weird, like paint his fingernails, so that's good. What else? The Bears, yeah. Bears haven't been good for a while, even though they
No,
did
good,
draft.
great franchise too. I mean, stellar
They are
franchise. Run great.
well. They used to be decent and good with Mike Ditka. Shout out kicking and screaming. But they haven't been good in a long while. So maybe it's good for the program. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
obviously like the unanimous number 1 pick, so he's got to bring him something.
Yeah. Two other things that I wanted to bring up. One being Michael Penix to Atlanta. What a
That's
scene that was on the desk. First of all, Michael Penix has been stitched together, it seems like, by surgeons in the past 5 years. Another ACL guy, shoulder dislocation guy.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out all the ACL people. Anyway, the Falcons just signed a franchise quarterback for 3 years, 90 mil, with Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles injury, which that's kind of the only thing that I kind of understand is like this guy could just be hurt for the rest of his career. Like there's no guarantees that as a 37-year-old or however old Kirk Cousins is coming back off an Achilles injury. So, you got to take a QB if you're going to make a move there. So I get it, but also like not telling Kirk Cousins you're going to take a QB there is, kind of a bad look, especially if you're trying to like, settle him into a new franchise.
Yeah, definitely, but at the same time, is he not guaranteed the money in his contract? Didn't he
Yeah,
kind of get a bag?
yeah. He's like the king of
So
guaranteed bags.
yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't be complaining there, but he's obviously a competitor. He wants to compete, so I would definitely not be happy with the management there. And the video
Yeah.
of the GM talking to the owner was hilarious, trying to explain the
Yes.
pick, just so obviously not so obviously having to explain the pick to the owner using all these sorts of hand motions,
Yeah.
and it's just in one ear,
I
out the
think.
other. The owner does not care.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was probably one of the like best player available type deals, but they also had so many. They have needs on defense apparently. So I don't know. All the talking heads were saying it's a bad pick, but I don't know if you can get a franchise quarterback. I'm always kind of in the seat of take the quarterback, especially if you're in the top 10, top. I think they were 8 or whatever, 8 or 9. And
Yeah,
then one other QB scenario I thought was hilarious was Bo Nix to Denver. I think at 12. It sent when they called him. Obviously they have the draft phone calls. When they called, it sounded like Bo Nix was drafting the Broncos, not the Broncos drafting Bo Nix. Bo Nix was like, "Hello, hey coach, you ready to win a Super Bowl?" Like those were the first words he said. Are you ready to win a Super Bowl? As Bo Nix. And then the next one was like we're gonna win a lot of football games together, that kind of thing. It's like, all right, dude, chill. Like you're, sixth year in college or whatever. Like you were beating up on 18-year-olds last year. Like who knows if you're even gonna be like a solid pro. But I thought it was hilarious that he was basically drafting the Denver Broncos.
I respect that so much. I did not know that story until just now. I love it. I'm a Broncos fan. Broncos country, let's ride.
It's rad.
It reminds me of one of my dad's buddies who's now the current coach of the Arlington Tigers football team. He was a I think this is right. If it's not right, they can tell me. But this is how I think the story went. He was a walk-on at Arkansas State quarterback, and every year they had these meetings, like the meetings with the coaches, like what's your plan for the year? And every single year he would have the meeting with the coach. The coach would be like, "What's your plan for the year?" And he would say, "To be the starting quarterback." And the coach was like, "Okay, well, like, all right, well, that's great and all, but we have some scholarship guys." Like every single year, senior year, in his locker, it would be goals. Number one, be the starter. And I was
Heck
like,
yeah.
posted up in his locker. Senior year rolls around. Guess who's the starter? Him.
Your boy.
So he put in the work. He had the mindset. He was going to do it. And maybe this is what Bo Nix has. He's going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to go in
We'll
there
see.
and beat out Zach Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that'd be hard to do personally, but we'll see. All eyes are on Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos at this point. So yeah, well, we're rolling right along here. It's getting. I mean, your boy is absolutely worn. I'm exhausted. I'm worn down. I'm very thankful I only have one workout, one swim tomorrow. I don't have a super tough day. Um, you ready to get to this iconic burning question?
Iconic. Everyone's been asking it.
I mean, I've seen it popping up here recently, so I figured maybe we should talk about it. Joseph Clayton Welch, is that correct?
Dude, stop calling me Clayton. It's Colton.
I know it's cold, and I'm kidding. Um, I just wanted to do that just to get you fired up, just to get a little energy back in this pod.
I'm
Here we
fired
go.
up.
I
I'm
know,
the
I know,
starting
I knew that would make
quarterback.
you. Yeah, you're dude. You're the host. You're the host. I'm just a guest now. All right, here we go. Top 3 gas station snacks. They can be anything that is sold in a gas station. And then before we
Yep,
start
I
this,
got you.
just to put some boundaries on this, I think that we can't say Buc-ee's is in this.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
need
All right.
Buc-ee's.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right,
Traditional snacks.
Marble Reds, dip, and lottery tickets. You go.
That's not a snack unless you're
Oh,
eating it all.
you said snacks. Okay. All right, well, let me change it. Water, chocolate covered pretzels, and bold Chex Mix. Those are the 3 I'm grabbing.
Any particular order?
Yes, water,
Rank them.
chocolate covered pretzels, in the order I said. Water,
Okay.
chocolate covered pretzels, bold Chex Mix. I definitely did not used to have this answer. The only thing that has remained constant is the chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah.
It's my favorite snack of all time.
So
I
you're
probably
you're more going on the non real. It's not super sugary as far as your drink
that's what I was
choice.
gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to definitely be like Gatorade, uh, sour worms, and chocolate covered pretzels. But as I've matured, almost 24 now, that wrecks
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to have to use the bathroom shortly after I eat. And if I'm eating that stuff, that is definitely expedited.
Yeah.
So the water, it's great on the stomach. Chex Mix, can't go wrong with it. And
Mm-mm.
I always love the sweet salty mix. Everyone who knows me, it's always sweet and salty back and forth. That's why I
Mm.
gotta go the chocolate covered pretzels.
Good stuff.
That's my
That's
top
good
three.
stuff.
What are you
Well,
picking?
I applaud that. That is a wonderful selection. I will not go down the same route because I drink water, I mean, all day long, every day, pretty much. I don't really, unless I'm, at a wedding or something, I won't really drink, soda. I'll drink Fresca. That is my soda of choice. But that's, basically not. It's technically flavored water. Anyway, I'll get to the point here. Honorable mention. I am going to have an honorable mention. It is the Muddy's Chex Mix, the powdered sugar and peanut butter and chocolate little Chex Mix. Those are fire. And then number one is Chex Mix Bold, the black bag. It's the best. It is. I got some over the weekend when we were
Wait, I didn't even know
driving
you were saying
nonstop.
that. We did not converse
I
this
know. Look at us
beforehand.
on the same page there. Except yours was 3, mine is number 1. That is the best.
Okay.
Secondly would be we'll go. I just like a lot of. I don't do this every time because I don't get a drink usually because I have my water bottle in the car. But if I do get a drink, I'm just gonna get a classic Coca-Cola. That is my drink of choice. Horrible, horrible for you. Too much sugar. But when do you drink a Coca-Cola? Really never. So I usually get one. I get one if I get one. And then number 3 would be maybe I should throw something sweet in there like a piece of candy. We'll do. And this might be a hot take. Okay. But the little peach slices, the gummy peach slices, those are top tier.
Yeah, that's the worst gummy you could have chosen.
Just saying, big fan of them.
All right, well,
I also was thinking maybe those barbecue twists, but I didn't want to. I'm really more of a chip guy. I don't really get candy in the car because it kind of makes me feel sick. But if I'm getting a candy, it's usually that one.
funny you bring up the barbecue crisp twirl things, pork rinds. I got that one time on a car ride and driving people home from Knoxville. And after the fact, they told me how much they reeked. And so pretty much I've never gotten them again on a car ride, even though they're fire.
They are good, but they do smell horrible.
Well, I thought they smelled great, but like lingers in the car.
Yeah,
A lot of people,
yeah.
a lot of smells.
Got to turn the AC up when you get the pork rinds.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Well, I've got a quick. We're getting a little long here, but I've got a quick gripe of the week, and it can be very fast. And I want to know your thoughts on this. Bad service in crowded areas where there's a lot of people, whether it's a concert, a football game, stadium, wherever it may be. We've got to get rid of that. That can't happen anymore. It's the year 2024 going on 2025. We've had phones now for, what is it, 16 years as far as the iPhone maybe. So got to fix that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Neyland Stadium is fixing it. They call it Rocky Top Wi-Fi. There's Wi-Fi in the stadium now, so I've
That's
never had
amazing.
an issue with it.
That's amazing.
That's right,
Well,
baby.
shout out to Tennessee. They do it right up there. Some other SEC stadiums that shall not be named don't fill it up, so not really a problem there. But other places it is. So anyway, that is my graph of the week. Bad service, crowded areas. Hate it.
Yeah, 2024. We need this 5G Neuralink stuff to be working. Come on, Elon. What are you doing, man?
I know.
Speaking of Elon, speaking of Elon and leaders, new leader at ECS, our alma mater, Scott House, aka Noodles. I've never
Shout
met
it
him.
out.
Sumner has met him.
Known him
If you
for
want to
years,
speak on
actually.
him,
Yeah.
how is he?
Unanimous selection among the board of trustees for the ECS head of school, Scott House. known Noodles for quite some time now. He coached my sister in soccer, as he's coached probably lots of other sisters and friends of the program. So just couldn't have had a better hire. He comes from a business background, little leaning more into school, and he was the CFO at a school in Nashville. He was actually about to move up there before getting the ECS job. So happy to keep their family in Memphis. Someone who knows the school, which I think is important, and couldn't be happier for ECS. So once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Joseph, that is a shout out to Scott House for part of our good word. You've got another part of it, so go ahead.
Yeah, the other half of our good word, I just wanted to bring up the ECS verse. Sumner didn't know what the verse was. I remembered.
I remembered the words of the verse, not the text title of it.
I'm just yanking his chain. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I think that has a lot of parallels in our spiritual life, along with this is obviously an athletic training podcast. So there are some correlations between our spiritual walk and trusting in the Lord in this verse and training. You will run and not grow weary, walk and not be faint. So good word. Put your faith in the Lord, and He will walk alongside you and make sure that you have what you need. He'll give you your strength to get through any circumstance. That's the good word. A good reminder to me and all of us. I haven't read this verse in a while. That was a good little reminder. Sumner brought it up. It's good
It's
to
a
look
good
back
verse.
on
One of
that
my
one.
favorites. One of my favorites. Big fan of that one. So, all right, 42 minutes in, we'll close it out. Follow Almost Athletic Pod on Instagram and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do all the things, and we appreciate the support. Joseph, we'll see you next time.
Peace.